Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast,
Do the damn thing.
where we talk to visionary dreamers like you about living their best life.
Fulfill the highest, truest expression of yourself.
It's time to step into the past, present, and future with an open and healthy mind. Go! Now let's talk.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. My visionary dreamers. What's going on, everybody? This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are tuned in to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And I just want to say thank you for whoever has tuned in to all the episodes while I was gone. I was back, then I wasn't back. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in, downloading the show. And my prayer is always that everybody individually gets what they need to get out of each episode that they listen to. Whether it's just one word, whether it's just one sentence, some type of aha moment to make you just look at life differently, just perceive things differently. That is what this show is about. This show is, well, first of all, I am your auntie, your niece, your daughter, whatever I need to be. That conversation you need to have with whomever, your best friend, heck, I could be your boyfriend, not that way, but you know what I'm saying. You know, whatever conversation you need to have, just take this conversation and run with that. To you newcomers out there, I am a book author. I'm a podcaster, of course. I'm a speaker. I am a healer, energy healer, and I'm a life purpose coach. That's my calling. That's what I'm here to do. And I just do the damn thing the best way I can, as I ask you all to do as well. So, yeah, the title for the show, I have lost everything to gain myself. Now, most people would look at that title. Oh, before I go on, just some house rules. First off, I did not promote the show because I wasn't sure if I was coming on. So I just said, you know, those who are led to hear the show while it's live and chime in the middle of it, whatever, will. And also, I see that people go and download the show on different days. So there you go. I was gone for a while because, you know, when people look at their title and they say, I have lost everything, you know, everything is different for everybody. You get what I'm saying? And when I say to gain myself, you know, sometimes spirit has to strip you of what you believe you are supposed to be doing or are doing, you know, the direction that you might be moving towards. Sometimes spirit has to be like, no, not yet. And sometimes spirit has to do it quite a few times before you get the point. Like, yo, okay, let me just sit down and chill for a minute and let me see what the message is for me. What is spirit communicating right now? Because, you know, I was going for like a couple years building my shop at a commercial location. And then I just, you know, I did a 1-year lease, you know, and things, it went, to me, I feel like it went great. And in some aspects, some things didn't go like I wanted it to go. But all in all, my perception is everything always go the way it's supposed to go. As long as you know how to get what you need to get out of a situation, out of a direction, or, you know, a path that you're walking at that time, As long as you get the point, right? As long as you sit back and say, okay, so whatever season that you're in your life, you can actually be honest with yourself and ask yourself, okay, so what did I get out of this season that allowed me to grow? Or if, in fact, you had a season that you felt like you were moving backwards, what is it that I got out of the season in my life that forced me to move backwards? And now let me say this. Sometimes moving backwards is not a bad thing. You know, a lot of people think that if something happens, so for example, if you're saying you lost everything, like say if you lost your home, you lost, and you had to move back home, with your parents or whatever. I don't care what age, right? But you had to move back with maybe a sibling or something like that. And a lot of people would consider that a failure. A lot of people would consider that, you too old to be moving backwards or whatever like that. That's not true. I think that in life, society put these certain perceptions as into how we should arrive and what is success, and everybody's success and everybody's arrival is different and is unique to them, as we are unique spirits, right? So if something happened, like I think that spirit made me do this show for a couple of reasons. One, because as I have been silent, people that really know me, they know when I go silent, I'm not just sitting and twiddling my thumbs. I'm building something new. Everybody that know me, like childhood know me, they know, oh shit, Liv is silent. What is she doing? I even have people calling me. I'm in Georgia now, but sometimes people call me from Philly, be like, what you doing now? What you about to build? What you That's just who I am, as my god sister would say, I don't let the grass grow under my feet. My grandpa says the same thing. So that is who I am. And I think that spirit designed me in this way for you guys, for to be that inspiration and that motivation and encouragement to people that are ready to receive someone, to see someone rebuild something that they thought would crush them. You know what I'm saying? And I look at life as just that we are forever evolving, right? And in order to evolve, things have to change in your life. Rather is what you're doing at the time, rather is your job that you're working on, rather is a relationship. Things have to change in order for you to change, in order for you to evolve and to grow and to know the true essence of who you are and why you are truly here, what your existence it truly means. You get what I'm saying? There are so many people that I meet, rather it's a client, rather it's, associates, rather it's just a walker by. When I say walker by, somebody just in transition and I just get in a short conversation or maybe a long conversation, And every now and then the conversation will come up. It's like, because I'm such a dream pusher, I might get in a conversation and ask them, what is it that you do? Or, what is your goals or something like that. And a lot of times, unfortunately, some people say they don't know their purpose, or, they don't have any dreams or visions or talent. And, people define those words in different ways. I think that gifts come in so many different formats. I feel like I can say for me, I have the gift of forgiveness. Okay. I don't know why spirit made me bring that one out, but maybe because I done had so many knives in my bag throughout my life. I didn't experience a few Judases in my life, and I've learned to let people be who they're going to be. No one defines me but me. And I want you to take that for yourself. I'm going to get back to what I was getting ready to say about this year. Trust me, when I stop saying one thing and I go into another, I don't forget it. That's not me. Spirit just be going. Just let loose and let spirit speak to everybody, because I don't know where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Me, ADionne, me, April, I don't really know you listening. My sister, my brother, I don't know where you're at in life, but spirit does. So that's why I remove myself before I get on the mic. I say my prayer and I set my intentions that, please let the message reach who needs to hear it, when they need to hear it, how they need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I'm saying, you can have 10 people listening to the same message, but everybody's going to perceive it differently as into where they are in their walk in this time, space, and reality, right? So I say all of that to say, see, I lost my thought. Come on, spirit. Where you at? So, okay. So let's go back. They said, let's go back. Let's go back to when I was about to say this year has been very heavy. And this is the reason why spirit had me utilize this title, along with the other reason. I'll get to that later. So this year has not this year. Oh, crossed it. I rebuke that. I rebuke that. This is 2026. We on a whole new level right now. I rebuke that. So 2025 was a very heavy year for a lot of people, including me, in different ways. It was a lot. And unfortunately, the start of this year somewhat, has been a lot. But what I say is, I've always heard the term we create our own reality, right? And a lot of people will argue like, no, I do my best and I treat people good, and I don't understand why, people treat me so bad. And I had one person say, everybody is jealous of me. Somebody, that one of my services said that everybody's jealous of her and she doesn't know why. And I say this, while I've had people cross my path that I thought was my friends and they really was my frenemies. And I would find out sometimes months later, sometimes years later. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes decades later. Yet I will never allow that to define my reality, right? Sometimes we encounter ourselves through those people. Everybody reflects what it is that we need to look at within ourselves for different reasons, you know. Being a heavy year, when I say that, people lost jobs out of nowhere. People went into work last year and they went to work and they didn't have a job. Some people that had their jobs for 20, 30, almost retired, lost their job in just one day, just because somebody said they need to. One person, two people said, okay, these people on this list, they don't work here no more. You know what I'm saying? Or you had what was it? The shutdown. So this list of people, or this section, this company, you know what? We're shutting them down. Nobody gets any money for 30 days. And all of this coming from, a person or people, a few people, like a handful of people, or maybe two handfuls of people in some situations. Yet there are billions of people in this world. And that is so crazy. Yet, if you really look back in his story, you get what I'm saying? You will notice that there's always been some bullshit. I can't say no other way. There's always been some type of bullshit, you know? some type of bullshit that can F with your brain, F with your mindset, how you view life, how you view your future. If you're gonna be put in fear, you know, through this media, through this television, to this programming your mind to think in fear. And that is where you get to make the choice on what you want your reality to be, right? Me personally, I don't watch the news TV wise. When I do get some downtime, whenever I can create that, I might turn on some Netflix or some Amazon Prime and find something that whatever, I see that looks interesting or something like that. I might watch a documentary. I might watch funny or whatever like that. That is me being in control of my reality, right? That's a form of being in control of my reality because I'm not flicking on the news 3 times a day, listening to negativity, listening to all these horrible stories, and then they get to the end and have maybe one nice story about a dog that somebody adopted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be truthful here. That's basically what the news is about. And those who are wanting to be newsy sometimes can fall in that trap of listening so much that they become in fear and they miss out on what life is really all about, right? Me going silent is me listening to me. And when I say it that way, I mean my inner self, because there is so much noise out here in this world that you could get so caught up and you're listening to everybody else and you can lose yourself, so easily, so easily. And then with me on top of that, being an energy healer, I feel so many people's energy. And then on top of that, I'm a Pisces, which is a mutable sign if you're into zodiacs. So therefore, if I'm around a certain environment or a certain group of people long enough, all of a sudden, as strong-minded as I am, I can start taking on some of those traits, as you can too. I know I want to do a show about people. What is it? What did I had on my mind? I think it was people, environment, choices, lifestyle equals lifestyle. I'm gonna be doing a show on that soon. And basically, I've learned that is really what life is all about. People, environment, choices will equal your lifestyle, right? And I say that because just like the people that lost their jobs, right? They had a choice on how they wanted to react to that situation. And I'm sure it was very devastating because I've lost a lot of different times. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the description, there'll be a link at the bottom where during my silent time, I created a actual digital bundle, ebook bundle, where it can help you. If anybody that's listening has ever lost anything and you're still dealing with the pain from it, the shame from it, the residue in any type of way from whatever you lost, it doesn't matter what it is. I would advise you, no, I'm not going to say I would advise you. If you felt led or if you feel led, check out the link, okay? And if it's for you, go for it. If it's not, all good. I create things for those who feel that they can utilize it to help them during their time of growth. That's it. Okay. I just follow what spirit put on my heart. and I just keep it a pushing. So, some of the people that lost their jobs, people that was, pretty much pushed out of the United States. Oh my gosh, it's just been so much last year to even consume, you know? But yet each one of those individuals, and I pray every day for those individuals. I'm praying right now because we're in the middle of it's like in Georgia, ice storm. For me, I'm from Philly, so this is nothing. But for the Georgians, born and raised, I don't know. They taking it a bit overboard. Anyway, don't get mad at me, but I'm just saying. But we're in the middle of an ice storm. So even with that, we combine all of those situations, the loss of job, the loss of things, the loss of people, the loss of business, the loss of career, just everything. Shoot, the loss of a child. It was somebody that I used to watch on YouTube, and look, they lost their child. My heart was like, oh my God, I can never imagine. Yet, we have the choice to choose how it is that we are going to react to those situations. And they are, devastating in their own rights, right? Yet you still have control over you. You only have control over you. And that's it. You have no control over anybody else and how they want to receive the loss, how they want to receive what happened. You only have control over you and your energy, right? Yet, if you are connected to people that choose to be in grief or be in anger, hate, any negative energy, again, you're only in control of you. And then that's where the people and the environment part comes in, right? Because if you are only in control of you, yet you're surrounded by a lot of chaos, you have to decide how to remove yourself from that chaos energetically. If you can't do it physically, energetically, you have to decide that, are you going to be the solution to the chaos without being a solution to the chaos? And when I say it that way, I'm saying it like this. I'm a beeline for a minute, okay? I'm gonna share this dream with y'all, and then maybe you'll understand why I said you choose to be the solution, but not be the solution. Okay? Remember, keep that thought in mind when I share this dream with you. Okay? So I dream every day, every night. I could take a nap. I'm gonna have a dream. Matter of fact, I got to decode a dream I had earlier. But my dreams are messages because of what my gift is, And so I had this dream. This was like maybe a week or so ago. And this dream there was this big ocean, right? I want y'all to close your eyes and think about this. This is this big ocean. Oh, y'all heard my stomach? Oh my gosh. Sorry. There was this big ocean of water. And at first, I'm viewing this ocean. Next thing you know, this ocean parted. If you know anything about the Bible, like the Red Sea in my dream, it parted, right? To my left side of the part, the middle was like brown, like ground, I guess like sand, kind of vibe. And now I'm standing in the middle of this parted ocean, right? Some of y'all gonna be like, oh no, but she thinks no, I'm me, and this is my dream, okay? I don't make the dream. This is my dream, but I got the dream. So on my left side, the ocean was pretty much, it was calm. Had a few ruffles or you know what I'm trying to say, here and there. But on my right side, it was a bunch of people. It's a bunch of people trying to swim and some drowning, some swimming, some, but they was all kind of, aiming towards me like I'm supposed to help them get out of that whole side of the ocean, right? And then I turned my head in front of me. And I ain't gonna share all the dream, but I'm gonna share a little bit more. So I turned my head in front and I see this big, beautiful golden, I don't know, it was like a golden castle. It was beautiful. Now I had to walk there, but it was walkable. Let me say it that way. The distance was walkable, right? But then to my right side, and that whole commotion was still going on. And I heard in my dream while I was standing there, keep looking forward. It's already there. It's already yours. Keep looking forward. And that's it. That's the dream, right? Now, some of the decoding of the dream was stop trying to help people swim that don't really want to swim. I'm going to say it again. Stop helping people. Stop. I'm not going to say the word trying because trying is like a dead word. Stop working towards helping people swim that don't really want to swim on their own, right? Because that is and has been what I've done all my life, right? When really some of those people that it was my intentions to assist to learn how to swim was trying to drown me. And that's some deep shit. They was literally trying to drown me in the background, right? And then during my time of silence, they was trying to drown me, drown my character. Let's say that. Drown my character. And these are people that my intentions were always to assist in helping them to swim. You get what I'm saying? And if you really think about what I'm saying, I'm metaphoring everything, right? I think a lot of y'all can get the pictures because I'm sure that what I'm saying might be hitting some people in the chest hard right now. You can lose people, right? So when I'm talking about I have lost everything, some of those things I'm glad I lost. When God removes certain people out your life, be grateful. Trust me when I say this. Be grateful because the spirit can see what we can't see. And you may not want to hear this, but sometimes I hate to say this, but spirit just said no all the time. When you lose things and you're stripped of things, it's for your good. As detrimental as it may be in that moment, it's for your good. So let me go deeper with that. Some people can lose a car. It could be for your good because maybe you needed that extra money in your pocket. Some people can lose a house. It could be a good thing because maybe you was done with living in that house and God had a different environment that, spirit, the universe, the creator wanted to place you in that was going to be best suited for your next season of your life, for your growth, right? I don't want to touch on losing a person because, spirit don't make me go there. Because, everybody, we're here. We know our birth The birthday, we don't know our birthday. We arrive when we arrive. The doctor can say, oh, your kid is going to be born on this day, and it could be a preemie. It could be, a baby that comes all way after the fact, It could be a stillborn. You don't know, right? We don't even know when we're going to die. But one thing is for sure, we know that we're going to die. That's I hate to say that, but we know that time is going to come. So now I'm going to say this. For those who have lost a loved one, I want you to know and look at the blessing and the time and the experience that you had with that loved one. Let's say it that way, because whether it was a kid, a mother, a father, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a friend, whatever, a doggone pet. I'm going to say a pet because I'm telling you, I lost my cat. Man, I had plenty of pets, but this one particular cat, this was my baby. Gojo, I love you, I miss you. This cat, I just love this cat so much. He just brought me so much joy. Yet, I can say right now, I wouldn't be able to keep the cat right now because I transformed my house into a private retreat, which has turf grass all over the place and a salt room in it. So, yeah, my salt room would be the litter box right now, right? Because that cat went to the bathroom in my plants, and I like to kill the cat a couple of times, right? That's not to say I don't miss the cat. And I'm not trying to condense a human being to a cat. I'm just sharing with you, right? You can lose, a loved one, and as long as you can look at that as an experience and as a blessing, when I say, for the time that they were in your life, not the fact that you lost them, but for the time that they were physically in your life, because I say this, if you really look around in the world, there are a lot of people in this world that are lonely. There are a lot of people in this world that never had a chance to have a kid, never wished they could have a kid, never had one naturally. For those who may have lost a kid, the time, the experience, no matter how short or how long, the fact is you had one. You experienced what it felt like. The fact is, if you lost a parent during COVID, or an uncle or a favorite auntie or grandma, you had that experience. A lot of people are born in the world and they wind up going into an orphanage or foster care, and they never know none of their biological family. So I just believe that Spirit brought me in on this topic so that we can start embracing the changes that don't feel good, the losses that don't feel good, in a way that we could look at it and embrace it and say, you know what? What is it that I got out of this experience? Instead of the grieving part, do your grieving, definitely, for whatever it is that you lost. Do your grieving, definitely. But don't stay stuck. Please don't. Because life has so much to offer you. I'm here to tell you, life has so much to offer you, no matter how dark you may feel it is in this time. If you're going through a dark time, right? There's always the light at the end of the tunnel. If you start thinking back and thinking on your life and thinking of different times in your life that you thought was just a time that you would never get through, and you think back and you look at yourself now and you know that you got through that moment. If you think back 10 years ago, there's something in your life that you may have lost and you got through it, right? And I'm sure you gained yourself in some type of way. If it was a relationship, of any kind, you know, it can be a family member that you was y'all was really, really tight. And then all of a sudden something happened and y'all drifted apart. You know, you don't know why, but y'all drifted apart. Maybe it was because that family member can't go to your next season with you, you know? Maybe it's because that family member would have stunted your growth and stop you from achieving the things that is meant for you to achieve in this time space reality. The assignments that you are assigned to, the people that you are assigned to uplift and motivate and help without you even realizing it. And when I say that, it's not like, oh, you got to put all of this effort into that. If it's somebody that you're assigned to, it's going to come naturally. If you're forcing it, maybe that's not your assignment. And maybe you just need to move out the way. You get what I'm saying? My heart is so big that I have to forgive people and let it go. And sometimes when I do that, those people that put the knives in my back, the very same people, when I just go silent on them and I'm done, for some reason, they're mad. And I'm clueless because it's like, this is something that you wanted. I didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you did, you know? And you decided to do whatever you did or exit my life or whatever. You get what I'm saying? You wanted that. So therefore I'm allowing you to have it. And I take every experience, everybody that's ever been a part of my life. And trust me when I say I have gained something out of it. And so I'm not mad. I'm not mad. You know, in those moments when you lose people or something happens or whatever like that, if it's in a negative way, in that moment, you might be mad, you might be disappointed, you might be hurt, you might be all of that stuff. You know, all of those emotions, they is emotion, you know, might come out in so many different ways. And it might be for a nice amount of time. Yet, when you really pour back the curtains and you really stop and you look and you be like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm good. I can choose to feel the way I want to feel. I don't have to be sad. I don't have to be mad. I don't have to be nothing. I could just be, right? I could just be. And so, me gaining myself through the silence is, I looked at things, and you would definitely have to get the bundle. I want to share things, but everything is in the bundle. And yes, I am telling you, it's something that I believe a lot of people can experience and gain some encouragement through. This is not me selling you, but this is me saying, I'm not going to talk about it here because Spirit had me put it together there. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful for the things. This might sound crazy. I'm thankful for the things that I have lost in my life, for people that have removed themselves. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go off. But when, just before I went silent, I switched phone carriers, right? And you know, when you switch a phone carrier, you have the choice to keep your old number. This is probably maybe the third carrier that I switched to. Now, all the other times I kept my old number. I had this number, my personal number. I had two numbers. One I had for over 20 years. I don't know how many, but over 20 years. And then the other one, I think I had maybe like, probably like maybe 5, 6 years or so. And I just got rid of them. I got rid of them. It was a weekend, and it was like bam, bam, bam. Stuff just happened, like bam, bam, bam. It's in the bundle, but stuff just happened back to back like crazy. And I did not flinch. The crazy thing is, when the third thing happened that was major, I literally went and got me a glass of wine and went out on my patio and just was sitting and drinking some wine and just got my journal out and started writing, just calmly. Like, I was cool. I was really, really cool. And when I was so cool that it was scary. I was like, wow. And I started thinking, like, the average person would have folded with this whole weekend situation. The average person would have lost it. And my mother was like, yeah, I would definitely be in the corner somewhere, you know? And she just kept saying, I just can't believe how strong of a daughter that I have. And these are things, these muscles grow over time, grow over the time of different situations, different loss, different, encounters of just the rug pulled from underneath your feet, right? So again, I say, you have the control over you. You can choose to forgive the loss. And when I say forgive the loss, meaning like, let it go. Let it go and choose to rebuild stronger than ever before. Choose to sit with spirit and just ask the questions. Pull out a pen and pad and say, okay, where do I go from here? Ask the question on paper. Where do I go from here? What should I do from here? What is it that I'm supposed to learn from this situation, from this loss? What is the lesson that I have to learn so that I can grow? What is the growth that I gain from this loss? And what is life going to look like for me because of this loss? Ask these questions. Be quiet. Sit. Write them down. Rewind this so that you can write them down. And sit with them for a few minutes. And trust me, if you do this in a quiet space, you will start receiving some answers. It might not be to all of the questions all at once, because a lot of times we can't receive all that information at one time. We got to get it one thing at a time. So don't force it. Yet, sit with yourself. Just you. If you got a crowded house, go. If you got a car, go to your car. If you got somewhere else, it's kind of cold now, so I don't know. Well, depending on where you are in the world, but find somewhere to go with yourself and start taking that time out of your life. 30 minutes. If you could do an hour, shoot, that's great. You give all this time to everybody else, give it to yourself. You deserve it. Don't feel guilty. You deserve me time. You truly do. So that's something that I want you to do. And I want you to be honest with yourself. Okay? I want you to truly be honest with yourself. And so getting back to the number before I go. So I gave up my phone number. I was struggling with it. I'm not gonna lie now. I was like, but I heard Spirit say so clearly, it's time to let that go. And it's time to let all those people go. And those who are supposed to have your number, we're going to let them know. We're going to let you know. We're going to let you know who is supposed to have your number. They'll be able to get in contact with you. And it's true. Some people started emailing me. Some people found, I don't know, somebody called me, was like, yo, what? It's like, my bad, I forgot to give you the number. yet it's been so quiet, and it has allowed me the time to work on the new project that Spirit was wanting me to work on, that I would have probably never worked on had all of things flow the way I was believing they were supposed to flow. Had I not lost the things that I lost, had Spirit not removed people out of my life that, because that came from a New Year's, when I threw some paper in the fire, I wrote some things down, threw it in the fire on a New Year's Eve about 2 years ago. And I said, Spirit, please expose those who are not true, not my true friends. Please expose those who is not meant to be in my life on my next journey, my next season. Expose them, please, in the best way you see suited. And that's what Spirit did. And I wasn't even mad. I was like, wow. I might have said a lot of wows like that, them too. Like, wow. But I was grateful because it allowed me to have more space for me, you know? And those who are supposed to remained, Now, there are some people I just didn't have a chance to, now I can start giving out the phone number because Spirit said, okay, you good to go now. You have done what I wanted you to do, so I'm going to start, giving out the number to let people know. Because some people was concerned, like, you okay? But I was good. I'm always good, you know? So, and I'm grateful to know that people actually care for me enough to check on me, you know? That's a good feeling to know that people actually care for me, to check on me. Normally, I'm the one reaching out to check on people, or to go see people or things of that nature. So, yeah, so if you're a first timer, that's what this podcast is about. It's just all, just whatever Spirit says. And I'm going to pick a card real quick because I said, wait, do I even have the cards? Okay. I said the new format, I was going to pick an affirmation card and I was going to close it out with a meditation, right? So this is from my deck, Visionary Dreamers. I Am Extraordinary. It's an affirmation deck, which in that bundle, I actually created a new deck that I'm so excited about. I'm so excited about the deck. So, and I said I was going to promote a business. So I'm going to promote a good friend of mine, Miss Lorraine Harris. She wrote a book, and I want y'all to go visit Conyers magazine, and her book will be on there, and purchase it. Do something. Look out for a fellow entrepreneur if you are an entrepreneur. But this is an 80-year-old woman that wrote her book at 80 years old. And I feel like that's very inspiring and encouraging to people that think that they're too old to do something. She wrote that book. And I really wish I could have caught her book signing, but I wanted to go, but I had to be obedient. Spirit was like, no, it's not time to go outside yet and play. So that's what it was. Yet I'm going to always support her. 80 years old. Well, no, I think yeah. And she wrote a book. So with that being said, I want you guys to stop making excuses. If it's something that you have been saying for years that you're going to do, this is the time to do it. 2026, this is your year. I am in agreement with you that it's time. It's time for you to do that thing that has been on your heart, that you have been letting fear, false things appearing real, take over your dream and your vision, or maybe your goal, or just something that been heavy on your heart to do. This is your year to do it. Okay? That's your confirmation right there. Bam. So now I'm going to pick a card. Okay. Oh, I like this card. Oh, I like the number. So this is card number 77. And that's crazy because the deck is 77 cards. So I want to pick the last card. Now, this card says, any work that I do in service that I give are aligned with my life purpose. I'm going to say it again. Any work that I do and any service that I give are aligned with my life purpose. And the card has this big maze in the clouds, in the heavens, I guess, in this big red balloon, those balloons that you could get in and float around the sky in. And it has a ladder and somebody climbing up the ladder from the middle of the maze up into the balloon. So I take from that, life is about a maze. We have all of these different jobs that we may have worked in the past, and we think that those jobs were useless. They were just about paying a bill. You might hate the job. You might be in a job right now where you be like, oh, this job is useless. I'm just here for the check and all of that whole bit. Yet while you're in that job, that job is a service to somebody that has a dream. Okay. And you work in that job and you servicing that person's dream. You can look at yourself and ask yourself, okay, just like I give service to this person's dream, this job, I can do that for myself. Rather it's a hobby. I'm not saying everybody's cut out to be an entrepreneur. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's to go service some type of volunteer work. Maybe go, since I was talking about my cat, maybe go to the pet place and service and volunteer there. Maybe go to a Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, elderly home, and go do some service there. Because when you service others, it helps you to heal in so many different ways. It takes your mind off of whatever you got going on in your life. Trust me when I say, because I can have something going on and then all of a sudden, I get a client or somebody I'm servicing and it's not that I forget what I have going on. It's just, you just start looking at what you have going on in a different way, right? And those things are aligned with your purpose. Any job that you've had, it's never useless. It's always going to be aligned with your purpose. Like, I've been in the mortgage business. I've been in insurance. I've been in sales. I've been in marketing. I've worked in a care aid, nursing care aid. And all of those things now is a part of what I do. It comes together to help me run my business, right? It's coming together. I always was an energy healer and I didn't even know it. When I was doing, care nursing and things of that nature, I was helping whoever I was caring for heal their energy in certain ways. I had a client about a month ago tell me how I made them want to live again. And you know how hard that touched my heart. I wanted to cry like, wow. This was somebody that's 75 years old that was ready to give up, with Parkinson's. And he's like looking forward to life again. It makes me feel so good that I'm just being me. That means that that's my purpose, So if you just being you, you're working at your job. You might be a person that, people might come to for just, a little comfort or whatever. I hope you're not the person that people come to for gossip. So be the gossip stopper. Okay. But everything that you do in life, every job, all the way back to your first job, I guarantee you, if you sit with a notebook and you write, what am I using now out of this job, out of that job that I had back when I started working at 12, at my godfather's convenience store, being a cashier. So I was doing customer service very young, and that's a part of what I do now. I have good customer service skills. I believe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. So I'm saying to you guys, this card is representing just that. And a 77, the number 7 is connected to your intuition, connected more to your spiritual self. 77, 7 plus 7 is 14. 14, 1 and 4 is 5. 5 is the number of big changes. Maybe it's time to make some big changes, or maybe those big changes that happened through your loss is saying to you, you will get the next direction, the next path you need to walk when you connect more with your intuition. The number 7, intuition. When you connect more with yourself, with your spiritual self, when you connect more with your higher self is that intuition within you that you can hear saying little things without your mouth moving. That is your higher self. That is your intuition telling you things. Whether you choose to listen or not, I would advise you to listen. It will keep you from making some costly mistakes, some unnecessary mistakes. Yet sometimes you gotta know where you are in life energetically. If you're negative, if you're feeling negative, then that can be a voice that is not. If it's telling you to do something bad, then you know that's not your true intuition. If it's something that's for your higher good, it's going to be beneficial, then that's you talking to you. You get what I'm saying? So this maze on here is saying just that. Like, you're going to go through some things in life. Yet at the end of the day, there's always going to be that, like, I can't think of what this balloon is called. The one that floats up in the sky that you get in. It's on the card. I made it. Anyway, y'all know what it is. Okay, the balloon, the hot air balloon. There you go. Thank you, Spirit. Hot air balloon, hot air balloon, hot air. Some people out there need to blow out some hot air. If you got a lot of frustrations within your life, within you, that is like boiling hot, rather it's because of someone, rather it's because of a situation, an environment, I would advise you to go somewhere very where no one else is around, and just scream at the top of your lungs. Scream out everything you want to scream at the top of your lungs, just like a hot air balloon, and the fire is going in the balloon and letting the air go in the balloon to keep the balloon up in the air, floating smoothly. Y'all get that? Let it all out. Because if you don't let it out, it's going to come out in a way that it probably shouldn't, and you're going to regret it. Let it out first. And then after you let it out, if it got something to do with people, then wait until it's a calm moment and say what's on your heart. I mean, really, really, really speak what's on your heart. Don't be concerned about the results. None of that. But speak your truth. That is the reason why a lot of people are ill. A lot of people have a dis-ease in their body that turns into a disease. You know what I'm saying? Because you're holding things in that you need to blow out into that hot air balloon. You hear what I'm saying? That card said a lot, didn't it? Thank you, Spirit, for that. So I'm going to close it out because it's already coming to an hour, and I try my best. I work at keeping this show within the hour so I won't bore you guys. So I pray and hope that whoever listens to the show, okay, confirmation, this was a good show. Okay, yay. I pray that you guys really get a lot out of this show and share the show, with someone you believe that can get something out of it. That's the way this show is going to get around. And, yeah, I just, that's my intentions, is that everybody is in a better space after they listen to any one of my podcast shows. There are a lot of them down there that y'all can listen to. So go on down. I think this is, I forgot to I got to put the episode number. I think this is 245 episode. So yeah, with all that being said, let's now calm it down with a little meditation. Okay. I want y'all to just calm your minds and wherever you at. Now, if you're driving, I don't I don't want you to pull over. I mean, well, maybe if you can pull over, pull over. If not, just listen and just calm your nerves. That's it. But don't close your eyes. Please don't close your eyes. But if you somewhere that you can just close your eyes and just zone out for a few minutes and just let out that hot air. Just take a deep breath and just let it out. Let it out and just listen. I think this is the wrong one. This is the wrong one, so I'm not going to play that. Is it? Yeah, that's the wrong one. I apologize. So just listen to my voice, okay? I just want you to just close your eyes and think about everything that we talked about today. Well, Spirit talked through me to you about today. About loss is only loss if you hold on to the loss. It becomes bondage, right? But if you willingly let go of the loss, it becomes freedom. It frees you to new possibilities, to a new season of your life, to room for new things, room for growth, room for Spirit bringing new opportunities into your life. Some people are not meant to go where you're going. Know that. Receive that. You are in control of you and you only. Remember that. There's no forcing people to be who you want them to be. Even if you know and you can see the potential in people and what they have. Everybody has their own timing. So I want you to let go. Let go. Whatever it is in your life at whatever moment, because at some point in our life we have lost something. Physically, mentally, materialistically. Just know that you are more than enough. Your whole existence is powerful because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't. And I want you to know that I'm proud of you for showing up for you. Keep showing up for you. Nobody's opinion of you matters. You matter to you. And I know that you are doing the best you can with the knowledge that you have. So don't be so hard on yourself. Life is not as serious as we make it to be. It really isn't. It's how we choose. You have the power to choose. You have the power to choose your peace, what your peace looks like, how your peace feels. You have the power to choose your joy, what you consider joy, what you consider laughter. So I want you to choose you. From this day forth, choose you. Take a deep breath. Let it all out. You just released. Just let that hot air out. And I hope that you guys are feeling good now. And I just see Sam I Am. Hey, Sam I Am. You found the live that I didn't promote at the end of the show. And so when I'm going to go publish this show, Sam I Am, thank you for following and chiming in. And please come back and listen to the show once I publish it. I'm going to publish it right now. And listen to any other shows. Thank you for being a super fan. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, signing out. And Spirit willing, I will see you. I will talk to you next Sunday at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time. I love you guys, my visionary dreamers. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are tuned in to the Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life, as extraordinary folk, doing the damn thing the best way we can. And just know, I believe in you, so you need to believe in you. Make sure you look in that mirror and tell yourself tonight, I believe in you. I love you. And give yourself a great big hug for you and for me. I love you guys. Peace.
The Chronicles of Living.
We can be whatever we dream.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Chronicles of Living podcast, where you find only the highest vibrations. Remember, you are extraordinary. And if you're pursuing your dreams, we're proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live.
Something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
Stay updated with ADionne by visiting chroniclesofliving.com or stay connected through social media by following @Chronicles of Living. Until next time, your dream pusher, ADionne.